Hello and welcome back to thejonas.net. My name is Donald Jonas. This is now the second video of the two-part video tutorial on installing and setting up antivirus in a Linux environment. We left off, we had installed Webmin, the packages needed for the Clam Anti-virus. Hopefully your Clam Anti-virus is running as a service in the background and you've updated your virus definitions for the database. The command we're going to use to scan a directory is called clamscan. I'll do a quick example here on how that works. Let's just move to the root here, change directories /period, and do it ls and list directories. There's the home folder where all your users' home directories will be created as you create users. Let's just scan that real quick to see. This is a new installation. There's not going to be any viruses on there, but this is just a quick example. And it scans the home directory. I mean, this is the most basic scan you can do, okay? I mean, 4 seconds, didn't find anything. This particular scan won't do anything. It's just going to tell you if there's any threats that are within these directories. In order for Clam to start, quarantining or deleting or doing whatever, you're going to have to start putting the switches on the end of the command line. And I'll show you a couple basic switches here. You can always build on that. The whole premise of my tutorial videos is just to give you the basics. I do this in my spare time. I don't work for a company doing this, and I don't get paid or anything. My way of giving back to the Linux community that is giving the public so much. And I feel that I've accumulated a little bit of knowledge on how this works, and I just like to take a few minutes to share that because I myself through YouTube have gotten so much information off of users who've done tutorial videos also. It's a great way for the community to share knowledge. So what I like to do, I like to scan particular directories, and if a detection occurs, I like to have the potential detection move to a quarantine folder or an infected folder. And then I can write this information to a log file. One of the problems I'm sure most of you administrators have dealt with is sometimes you come up with false positives, especially, this is going to be scanning files, in this case, to a Windows environment, directories that are mapped out as network drives, and Clam might see a file in there that is a potential threat, and you don't want to have Clam delete that file because, that's somebody's work. Then you got to go to backups and restore it, and you might lose information. So what I do is, if it's detected in a file, I just have it moved to another directory. And then I can delete it if it needs to be deleted, or I can put it back to where it was detected, because that's a lot of people's hard work. If it's an Excel file with a macro and Clam sees it as a virus and it comes up as a false positive, you don't want to delete it. You want to stay gainfully employed. You don't want to lose your job over something like that. So I'll show you how to do that. Alright. So let's create a couple directories here. Go into the computer, file system. Let's create a folder here and call it infected. Great. And what we'll do is have the potential threats moved into this directory. Just, check it every day, check it a couple times a day. At least it's not gone. At least you can always put the false positives back. And let's create another directory, and we'll call it clamlog. What it will do after it runs the scan, it'll drop a log file into this directory, and then you can open it with your favorite text editor and just review the log real quick just to see what's going on. Now, I'm not an expert in Clam. I just know basics, maybe a little bit above the basic level. I've been using it. This does work good. I'm sure there's other ways of doing this, more advanced ways. Like I said, this is just a tutorial on a tool and how to use this tool to get going. Alright, we've got our 2 files created. I've already taken the liberty here. Alright, I had to pause the video for a moment there. Alright, now that we've ran just a basic scan, now we're going to do a more complicated command line to run a scan. I've already taken the liberty of copying and pasting this. So what we're going to do here, we've created our directories. We have the infected and we have clamlog. And what we're basically going to do here is tell Clam, we're going to do the clamscan command, and we're going to go to the root of the drive, and we're going to scan the home directory. The -R is a recursive scan, which means it's going to scan every subfolder within the home directory, every subfolder and every file. If you don't put the -R in, it's just going to scan the parent folder and leave the rest alone, which is kind of pointless since it's going to be used as a network drive, and there's going to be a lot of files in there. And the next command will be -- move whatever infected into the infected folder. You can call this folder whatever you want. I just call it infected as a kind of a verbiage so I can just identify where the directory is. And then it's going to write a log file to clam log, which is right here, and the name of the file that it's going to write will be called clam log. You can call it whatever you want. And let's just open up clam log here. Text file should appear in there after the scan is done. And let's hit enter. There's the file. It's scanning the home directory. It scanned all the files, all the subfolders. If you notice on the first one, I only said one directory because we only did the parent folder. Here we did a recursive scan, and it did all the directories that are within the home folder. And here's the end result. While it writes this, I have no idea, but I don't think it really means anything because I've been using this for a while now, the Clam Anti-virus, and the first time I scanned my Windows mapped out drives, it found some virus detections, and it did exactly what the command wanted. It moved those into the infected folder, and 2 of the 3 were a potential threat, which allowed me to delete them, and the other one was actually a false positive that I moved back into the parent directory. So just a little feedback on that. I don't think it's anything to worry about, but once again, this is just a very general tutorial. If you want to look into it deeper, feel free. This is just to get you going. Alright, now we have an understanding how to do clamscan and how to do a little more complicated with the switches on the end to scan a particular. If you would take out the home option here, let's just say, and if I run this, this will scan the entire hard drive. The / is just the root. It'll do the entire drive. The threat to Linux and the actual operating system itself isn't really that deep, and that could take a long time to run. I usually just scan like the folders I'm mapping out as network drives. So let's go into Webmin. Good old Webmin. Once you open your browser, type in localhost 10,000. So log into Webmin. And once you log in, we're going to go under System, and we're going to go under Scheduled cron jobs. And you're basically going to set 2 cron jobs. This is a very generic way of doing it, and it's a good start. So create new job. Execute it as, you can do it as the clam user, or you can do it as root. I usually do it as root. And the command would be, remember fresh clam? Output command. Description, you can put whatever you want. I'll just put in fresh clam. And we'll do it every night at midnight. And you can schedule it however you want. It's very scalable. And just create. Create another job here. And it should still be in their root. Just to make sure it's root. Okay. Command. And command and call it clamscan. How's that? And set it for midnight also. So basically what's going to happen at midnight, it's going to first run clamscan and get the latest definitions. We'll just run it real quick here. And run now. it's not going to find anything because everything is up to date. But that's what it's going to do every night at midnight. It's going to update your system with the latest virus definitions. And of course, if you run clamscan and execute this every night at midnight, it'll run by itself. This is what it's going to do. And it'll append that existing log file so you can see what's going on. And it's basically the same thing. But this way you don't got to, type it in. It'll just run by itself. And that's pretty much it. That's under Systems, Scheduled Cron Jobs. Right, and I have all this on my website. If you go to thejonas.net and type in the word clam in the search engine, I have all these commands typed out, just basics. And as you can see, it appended this file for the next day, and it just did the same thing. And if an infection would occur, naturally you would just quickly jump over to your infected file and see exactly what it is, just delete it or put it back to where it belongs if needed. This is a very easy way of using Clam. It works great. It's free. Free is always good. And I just want to thank everybody for watching my tutorial videos and all the positive feedback I have received. I'm glad my videos have helped. So have a great day, and thank you for visiting thejonas.net. And see you in the next tutorial. Bye.